I joined ASA in 1960.
In 1980, I was invited by Hal Scroggie to be one of the first women to become a member of the Akron Society of Artists.
I joined in 1982, and so I've been a member for, is that 34 years?
I believe probably that Tony Cross and myself are the two oldest living members of the ASA, along with the close friend Hal Scroggie. And Hal's still living, but Hal didn't join until a couple of years later. He joined, I think, in about 1962 or 63. Things have changed so greatly from the 60s up until now that it's no longer the same. In those days, there were two organizations, the Women's Art League and the Akron Society of Artists, and that was about it. You know, you joined the men's group if you're a man, and if you were a woman and wanted to paint with somebody, you'd join the women's groups.
I was very flattered and really excited about it. But little did I know, not everyone was happy to see the women become members. It was an organization of all men who enjoyed painting, and they enjoyed each other's company as well. It was almost like a social organization as well as artistic.
We lost some male members, the older ones, because of that. I mean, they wanted a boys' club. They wanted to be able to go down to Duluth's and slop down to beer, or the Italian Center, and slop down to beer and not have women hanging on their shoulders, you know. And that was not my feeling at all, because I felt that it was our group was entirely different from the Women's Art League. The Women's Art League was more of a women's painting club. I mean, they had parties, they had more socials and things like that. But the women interested in our group were interested in painting and going on trips and things of that sort, more art-oriented.
They put on wonderful programs, great banquets every year that we all attended, and they would invite in people from different parts of the country that were very famous, and we would enjoy their wonderful demonstration.
It's a learning situation as well. Not only is it just a social organization where artists get together to enjoy each other's company, to share artwork with one another during critiques, exhibitions, and so on. But it's also a time where we can share ideas, share what we've learned over the years in terms of our craft of making pictures, making sculptures, and so on. So educational as well as the social benefit of camaraderie.
We all get along. I mean, this organization is so good because we all, and I know Dino has probably mentioned it, but the camaraderie is there.
I think the organization has a lot to offer. It's contact with other artists. You're right in the middle of everything that's going on artistically in the area. There are wonderful programs that are sponsored by the Akron Society of Artists, demonstrations, teaching programs. I think anytime you can expose yourself to other people who have the same interests you are interested in, it helps elevate you to another level. And I think that's what this organization can do for anyone that wants to be a member.
We don't meet like once a month. We meet, you can be with us like 3 times a week if you want to, because they have still lifes on Mondays. They even have a plein air group that goes out. We have our meetings on Wednesdays. We have a model on Fridays. So, but what I've noticed is how good and how much progress that the artists have become. I mean, how good they've become because of painting from life so much. You know, you see them when they're new and they kind of start out, and then they're starting to come and work from the model, work from still life, come to the critiques and get all that feedback. And now the critiques are, wow, look at that piece. Wow, look at that piece when they put their painting up. So I think it's made for better artists.
We have a few members that do some abstract style of painting and drawings, but mostly the work is based in the tradition of representationalism. When you look at a work of art, you can understand what it is because it's representative of nature and how we view our everyday lives and the things that surround us, the experiences that we have.
I love to draw. Okay, if I could make it, I've told people before, if I could make a living drawing, I probably wouldn't paint, because that's how much I like drawing. I don't like oils. I don't like the smell of them, so I've never gone near oils. And so I started with watercolors. I got into watercolors in the 60s, and in the 70s I started messing with acrylics. You couldn't really paint outdoors with them because they dry so fast. So I'd use acrylics in the studio, and I'd paint with watercolors on location.
The two pieces I put in, one is a studio painting. It's a winter painting with a couple walking in deep snow, and I've got the human aspect of the telephone pole through it and so forth. And then the other one that made it is it's a 16 by 20 for a plein air painting.
Having reviewed some of the work that's in the show, I think there's a nice broad range of subject and styles of representationalism. Like I said, there will be a few abstract pieces thrown in for good measure, but I think the public will really enjoy the variety of types of work, types of subject. I think there's a little bit for everybody.
Oh, join. I tell people to join all the time because it's such a learning, such an educational group of people. This is an active organization that's helping artists rather than one that just maybe has just shows and meet once a month. This one you are really involved with, and if you're really wanting that, you're wanting to grow as an artist, this is the one to be in.